Imagine looking up at the sky, hearing absolutely nothing, seeing absolutely nothing. And yet, somewhere above you, a machine worth more than $2 billion is silently passing overhead, carrying enough firepower to change the course of history. For decades, governments denied its true capabilities.
Engineers solved problems that many believed were impossible, and even today, the full story of America's most mysterious bomber remains hidden behind layers of secrecy. This is the story of the B-2 Spirit. The year was 1989. The Cold War was reaching its final chapter. For over 40 years, the United States and the Soviet Union had lived under the constant shadow of nuclear war. Both nations had built massive air defense networks designed to detect and destroy enemy aircraft long before they reached their targets. Traditional bombers were becoming increasingly vulnerable. Military planners realized something terrifying. What if the next war made every existing bomber obsolete? The answer wasn't faster aircraft. It wasn't bigger bombs. The answer was invisibility. Not literal invisibility, radar invisibility. Long before the public ever heard the words stealth technology, American engineers were already working inside some of the most secret facilities in the country. Their mission sounded almost impossible. Create an aircraft that enemy radar would barely notice. Many experts believed it couldn't be done. Physics seemed to disagree.
But one company believed otherwise: Northrop. Instead of designing another airplane, they started with an entirely different question. What shape reflects the least amount of radar? The answer looked unlike anything the world had ever seen. No vertical tail, no traditional fuselage, no obvious wings. Just one smooth, curved flying wing.
It looked less like an airplane and more like something from science fiction. But its strange appearance wasn't for style. Every curve, every edge, every tiny angle was carefully engineered to scatter radar signals away from their source instead of reflecting them back. Even the engines were buried deep inside the aircraft to reduce both radar reflections and heat signatures. Special coatings absorbed electromagnetic waves. Hidden air intakes concealed the spinning compressor blades that normally shine brightly on enemy radar. Even the smallest details mattered. Tiny panel gaps, sharp corners, visible screws. Anything capable of reflecting radar had to disappear. Building the aircraft became one of the most difficult engineering challenges in aviation history. Then came another problem. The flying wing was naturally unstable. Unlike conventional airplanes, it constantly wanted to drift and lose balance.
A human pilot simply couldn't react fast enough. Without computers, the aircraft would be nearly impossible to fly. So engineers created one of the most advanced fly-by-wire flight control systems ever built. Thousands of tiny corrections happened every second. The computers quietly performed millions of calculations, keeping the bomber perfectly stable while the pilots simply guided the mission. The result was extraordinary. A bomber with a wingspan wider than a Boeing 737 that could appear on radar like a small bird, or sometimes not appear at all. When the B-2 Spirit was finally revealed to the public in 1988, the world stood still. Its shape looked almost alien. No propellers, no tail, no obvious cockpit windows from a distance. People questioned whether it was even real. But behind the futuristic appearance was one of the most expensive military projects ever created. Each aircraft eventually cost around $2 billion, making it one of the most expensive aircraft ever built.
Originally, the United States planned to build well over 100 B-2 bombers. Then, history changed. The Soviet Union collapsed. The Cold War ended. Budgets shrank. Instead of producing a massive fleet, only 21 aircraft were completed. One was later lost in an accident during takeoff in Guam in 2008, leaving a remarkably small operational fleet for such a strategic aircraft. That rarity only increased its legendary status, because every single B-2 became incredibly valuable. Yet the real test wasn't its price, it was combat. In 1999, during the Kosovo conflict, the B-2 finally entered battle, and what happened shocked military analysts around the world. Instead of operating from nearby bases, these bombers flew directly from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. They crossed the Atlantic Ocean, completed bombing missions over Europe, then flew all the way back home. Some missions lasted more than 30 hours. Imagine sitting inside a cockpit for longer than an entire day, crossing oceans, striking heavily defended targets, and returning home without landing overseas. Only aerial refueling made these extraordinary journeys possible. The B-2 had proven something few believed possible. Distance no longer guaranteed safety. Over the following decades, the aircraft appeared in Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, and other operations where heavily defended targets demanded precision and survivability. While other aircraft often required support from electronic warfare jets or suppression missions, the B-2 was designed to penetrate sophisticated air defenses with far less reliance on those traditional methods. Its greatest weapon wasn't speed, it wasn't altitude, it wasn't even the bombs it carried. Its greatest weapon was uncertainty. Imagine being responsible for defending an entire country. You know the aircraft exists. You know it could be approaching. But your radar shows almost nothing. Do you launch fighters? Do you activate missile batteries? Do you wait? That uncertainty forces difficult decisions. Sometimes, psychological pressure can be almost as powerful as physical force. And that's exactly what stealth technology changed. The B-2 wasn't built simply to destroy targets. It was built to challenge an opponent's confidence in their own defenses. But maintaining this invisible giant came with enormous challenges. Its specialized outer coating required careful inspection and maintenance. Advanced systems demanded highly trained technicians. Even minor repairs could involve meticulous work. Keeping the aircraft mission-ready became a massive effort involving thousands of skilled personnel behind the scenes. Every successful flight represented years of engineering, constant upgrades, and relentless attention to detail. Today, a new generation of stealth bombers is beginning to emerge. The B-21 Raider promises even more advanced technology and is expected to gradually take over many of the missions once dominated by the B-2. But replacing a legend is never easy, because the B-2 Spirit wasn't just another military aircraft. It represented a completely different philosophy of warfare. For centuries, survival in combat often depended on stronger armor, greater speed, or more powerful weapons. The B-2 introduced another idea: the safest aircraft might be the one your enemy never sees. That single concept reshaped military aviation across the world. Countries invested billions into stealth research. Radar systems evolved. Detection technologies improved. And an endless competition began between invisibility and detection. A competition that continues even today. The B-2 Spirit may someday retire from active service. Its missions will eventually belong to newer aircraft, but its legacy has already become permanent. It proved that sometimes the most powerful machine isn't the loudest, it isn't the fastest, it isn't the biggest. Sometimes, the most powerful weapon
is the one that remains almost invisible until history has already changed. And somewhere tonight, while millions of people sleep peacefully beneath the stars, a silent flying wing may still be crossing the darkness above, seen by almost no one,
yet reminding the world that the greatest technological revolutions often arrive without anyone ever noticing them.